Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Big City Greens Season 1 Episode 9 called Phil Bill, and later today I'm going to be doing the second half of Episode 9 called Critter Ball Crisis. So, yep, I'm back with Big City Greens. I was almost gonna do the Owl House, but I still didn't get my information yet. I think I might get it later this week or next week, because next week is August, so that is when that's when I'll get it. I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure when I'm gonna. Maybe I'm never gonna get it. Oh no, but that gave me plenty of time to do Big City Greens, I guess. But which is good. Because I like this show too. Do episode 9 today. Do episode 10 on Wednesday. And probably get episodes 11 and 12 done on Thursday and Friday. You'll like it. I thought it was gonna go, so probably it would have stayed the same. But anyway, so let's talk about Phil Bill. And I got the clip. I'm starting to think I'm gonna get every clip for every segment of every episode. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's kind of seems like it, because I didn't think I was gonna get anything for Welcome Home, but I got something. And I didn't think I was going to get anything for Phil Bill. I got something. I'm not sure about Critter Ball Crisis. I need to double check, but I don't think there's one for that. But I could be wrong, and probably something I overlooked. But yeah, let's check out Phil Bill. And basically, they are going to a seafood restaurant, which is really good because I love seafood. There's this ridiculous thing I kind of have a problem with, because Amphibia did it a couple of times. I'm kind of like, why are they doing this? But basically they go to a seafood restaurant. It looks really nice with a waterfall and everything. I was like, oh, I really want to go here. And it's also by a body of water. It's next to a body of water, which is really good. And it reminds me of a restaurant I went to. What was it? Was it in New Jersey? I think it was in New Jersey. We went to a restaurant. I'm not sure if it was seafood or not, but it was by a body of water. I was like, oh, this looks so cool. So this kind of reminds me of it. This looks more classier, but yeah, so mine's still pretty cool. But so they get seated, and Cricket is seated, and he's very excited. Being the rambunctious boy he is, he's like, oh, I can't wait to order. I'm so hungry. And then Grandma Alice. Well, first they sit down, and he says, "Oh, that trident looks familiar." And then she's like, "Oh, I know what it is. That trident was mine." And we get some flashback. And I'm not sure if this is true or not. Kind of like, remember from the Owl House Season 1, King saying, "Oh, I was this powerful king of demons, but my crown got taken away, my powers, and I shrank." So and remember, I didn't even start Season 2. So are we like, is he lying? Is he telling the truth? Like, is this the whole story? So now we get this whole thing with Grandma and the Triton, and she has this sword situation, and we don't know how her leg got cut off. So I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Now we got in a flashback, and this looks pretty cool. And and she's like, oh, yeah, my trusted trident. And look, she has a wooden leg, which is funny. My trusted trident and I were defeating this sea monster. And and I was doing it for years until those protesters made a stop. But you know what? You guys enjoy your dinner. And I really like this the painting of the lobster and the octopus right next to it. It looks pretty cool. And he's like, oh, y'all enjoy your dinner. I'm gonna go get my trident back. And Bill's like, oh, Ma, don't make a scene. And this waiter, he's a jerk. He's like, oh, is that, oh, originally, I forgot to mention this part. I'm sorry. When But when after Grandma said, "Oh, that trident looks familiar," this waiter came by and so here's your menu, and and he said, "Oh, I recommend the what was it called? The fish and chips, which is like my favorite." I don't think I usually get it every time when I go to a seafood restaurant, but that's just me. And he'd say, "Oh, that's what tourists usually got. You look like a person, would get that." He'd say, "Oh, I'm not a tourist. We actually live here." He'd say, "Oh, okay. Well, you don't want that stuff. You want what the locals get." And he's like, "Yeah, you know what? I'll get that." So this is basically his A plot right here. Is basically trying this new food, trying to fit in with the restaurant, fit in with the people of big city. And Grandma Alice's B plot is to get the trident back. And he's like, "Oh, I'm back. Here's some chopsticks, and here's your what did you say, jellyfish? Like I guess it's like a like a raw jellyfish or something. Jellyfish. No, sorry. It was jellyfish jelly. So it's not even the jellyfish itself because it doesn't look like it. It's always the jelly part." And he's like, "Oh, are you having trouble with your chopsticks? We this is kind of ridiculous, but I don't know, people are like this. We have we have our waiters that can happily get the food in your mouths." And he's like, I'll be just fine. Like, I don't need that." He's like, "Oh yeah, of course." And he's trying to do it, and he's like, "Hey, I got it. Hey, not too bad, right?" And he tries it. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, a lot of the tourists, are put off by the bitterness of the jellyfish jelly, but you're not like us locals, right?" And like, he's like, "I'm gonna get you a second meal." And Cricket's like, "Oh, y'all are talking about food so much, I'm getting hungry." And this is what I was talking about. I know seafood restaurants, especially sushi, a lot of things are raw, but this thing is alive. I know, and this is Cricket's C plot with the octopus, with the octopi. So and it's with Tilly, so Tilly and Cricket are in the same plot. So there's A plot, B plot, C plot. Instead of like what was the episode called? Gridlocked, when there was 4 different plots. This is just 3, but this thing is alive. And Amphibia did the same thing with the spoilers, I guess, for season 1. The Kraken and Lily Patai, that was alive. The Mud Skipper in End of the Year, that was alive. Why are these things alive? And this octopus is alive, between buns and a lettuce. And even Cricket's like, "Oh, how am I supposed to eat this thing?" And he's like, "Okay, how am I supposed to eat it?" Like, he's poking it, and the octopus just attacks him. He's like, "It's alive," which is ridiculous. And he's like, "Oh, like, what can this thing offer me?" And he's wrestling it, and look at the octopus thing. It's about to kill him. It's about to kill him. And he puts the chopsticks down, and Cricket's like, "Oh, you're showing me mercy. You know what, octopus? You're alright." And Tilly's like, "Oh, hey, I forgot what she was eating, but is it like it was like a salad or something? It looked pretty cool." He's like, "Hey, Cricket, how's your octopus? How's your dinner?" And he's like, "No, I can't eat him, Tilly. This octopus earned my respect. He's all right." And I guess it's seahorse. I guess it's fried seahorse salad. Okay, I never had fried seahorse before. And Tilly's like, "Oh, like you lost a meal, but you gained a friend. I shall name him Rico." Okay, I guess the octopus is Rico now. And and then is it? Oh, I guess it was called the sea monster sandwich. Oh, here's another sea monster sandwich. It's still alive. I don't know why. I'm taking the point off, but whatever. Oh, sorry. This picture wasn't an octopus. It was squid. So my mistake. I got a full view of it, and look at this aquarium in the back. I really like it. But he's like, "Another sea monster sandwich, which is alive," and Cricket is like, "No, we gotta do something. That could be Rico's mom or dad or ex-girlfriend," which is ridiculous, but it's funny. And he's like, "Oh, we gotta stop him, Tilly." Then we got grandma's B plot is she's gonna go get that trident. Oh, I need to be sneaky and selfie. She just goes on the table to grab it. And, the waiter grabs her down and say, oh, no, ma'am, you can't do that. Can't touch the decoration. But, hey, if you want some fun and some entertainment, we have some show. And, this is kind of very, Benihana, which this is my favorite, one of my favorite restaurants. They don't do this too extreme, but there's a chef to kind of do a show with the volcano and the onions and stuff. It makes it like, oh, like it's fire. And like, it's kind of do some tricks with the knives and stuff, which is professional stuff. I don't think I could do that. So this is kind of like the same thing, but maybe in other places they kind of do this. So, which is pretty cool. Hopefully you're safe. And like, she cracked an egg and he's cooking it, and I was like, oh, and she's like, yeah, like, like whatever. Oh, I need another approach. And the rude waiter is, oh, hey, here's your whole fish taco. And he's like, oh wow, that's a whole fish. And he's like, oh, before you eat it, you need this what do you say it was? Like it was seasoned like dry milk or something. It was like milk from the fish. I forgot what he said, and he bit it into it. And he's like, oh wow, this is really good. And he's like, oh, this is our they're basically eels. It's like, this is our eel salad. And like he's like, oh, and this is I don't know, is this thing alive? I don't know, but I'm warning people like right now, pufferfish are very dangerous. Some are even poisonous, or some are all. Don't quote me on this, because it could be some, it could be all. I'm not sure, but you have to cook them really properly and very carefully, because these spikes are very dangerous. When you don't cook them right, they could be very dangerous. I used to cook as a I thought it was gonna be professional. I went to cooking classes. I read about this. So please be very careful with pufferfish. And he just eats like the whole thing, and like it blows up. I'm like, well, they didn't show how he ate this, but I think he found a way. I don't know, but this is very dangerous. But Bill's like from the country, so he probably doesn't know, and the bad waiter's not gonna tell him, I guess. So and like he's like, oh, like, oh, I'm just gonna get you dessert now, and you got these some too. I think they're on a date or something. I could be wrong, but it kind of looks like it. It's like, oh, like what do you say? Terry, I already got my alive octopus for some reason. He didn't have to say that, but I'm saying it. Oh, hurry up and order. I already got my food. And she goes on the table, and he's like, oh hey, like hi, like like octopi. She has a a picture that says octopi and you. Oh, would you like to know fun facts about your dinner? He's like, oh, that's cool. Is like, oh, Terry, is that exciting? And he's like, just starts reading. He just ignores it. He's like, oh, they're very smart and intelligent, which is true, and they're very beautiful. And you quickly trying to grab baby to say Rico's girlfriend or whatever. And he's like, oh, look at the diagrams. And it's like, oh, wasn't that girl nice? It's like, what do you say? Terry, why'd you eat my octopus? He didn't even do anything, but it kind of looks like that. Oh, it's funny. And he's like, oh, yeah, I couldn't eat another bite. And look at this thing. What the heck? I couldn't eat this thing. There's no way. Even though I love calamari in octopus, I actually had tentacles before, grilled tentacles, really good. I had lobster tails, really good. I don't think I had this fish before, but I don't know, maybe it's made up fish. But is that like rice or something? I don't know. But he's like, oh, this is like your dessert. How's this dessert? I don't know. He's like, yeah, you have to eat it because you're a local. He's like, and look at this water. I love it. Oh, I think I wanted to get the clip of Cricket wrestling the octopus, but I think I'll do Grandma. Yeah, I'll save it for that. But Tilly and Cricket's like, okay, time to throw Rico back into the ocean, because this actually goes into the ocean, which looks pretty cool. And, it's like, all right, 1, 2, and the waiter grabs it. Oh, this belongs into the tank, and it's like, oh no, we gotta rescue all of them. And and Alice is like, oh, gotta go, save the trident. And and this lady's like, oh, are you a performer? And she's, oh, you bet your, what did she say? You bet your tuchus it is. And she grabs it and he's like, oh, hey, come back. Oh, shoot. And I just want to play this right here.
Oh, so you want to fight, huh?
She just saw like the knives and the chopped up fish. And like, oh, you want to fight? It's like, no. It's like, what are you doing? And like, and look, she's just gonna chase them. No. I'm just gonna leave it right there. But sorry, that was a little part of a clip for episode I already did. What was it called? Swimming Fool. And I think that was with Tilly's goat. Like, those were the 2 segments for that episode. So I already did that, so ignore that. Well, I'm gonna just keep this image of running crazy grandma. But and she chases the waiters out of there. She's gonna go chase all. She thinks they're gonna challenge her for the trident, which she looks pretty cool with it. And I also like the cobblestone effect. The design on the floor looks pretty cool. And I forgot what comes next. I think it goes to Bill back with the A plot where he's like, this is basically the whole the lesson of the story where he's trying to eat the dessert. I think it's like halfway done, and he goes into like a low coma or he passes out, and he's basically a mermaid, and he's like, oh, and there's like this fish that kind of what he was eating, like the whole fish. He's like, hey, Bill, like what are you? Are you fish? Are you a man? And he's like, I'm not sure. Like, he's like, why were you eating that food? And it's like, I don't know. I just wanted to prove to that waiter that we belong in a big city. I wanted to prove that I belong in a big city, but yeah, I'm just from the country. I don't really belong here, so I was trying to eat all that food to belong. That's the sense. It's belonging. It's like, Bill, look around you. Look at the whole ocean. It's not just one species of fish. It's a whole variety of fish. There's like tuna, there's bass, there's octopi, there's squid, there's different varieties of sharks and whales and stuff. And that what makes it, we're not perfect, but that's what makes the ocean beautiful. It's because we have a whole variety and different species of fish that we, not all get along. A lot of the animals eat each other, but and that's what makes the ocean beautiful, because because there's other creatures surrounding the ocean, and that's what makes it interesting and stuff. And you are interesting, Bill, because you are part of big city, and you don't need to prove that you belong here just because you don't eat the same things that other people eat, which is true, and that's the lesson. You don't have to prove that you belong if you actually belong. And you need to decide for yourself who you want to be. And he's like, I'm a man, and he's like mermaid tail turned to legs, and he was like, this is pretty funny. He swims to the top of the ocean, and he does the aerial hair flip that was in the Little Mermaid movie. Spoiler. And he was like, he was just choking it on some water, and he's like, oh yeah, I need to tell this waiter, I'm not gonna eat this food and tell us, it's disgusting. We get to Tilly in Cricket's C plot where they're gonna free the octopus. They get all the octopus and they throw it back into the ocean, which is well, is this a good thing or bad thing? It's kind of different from when Cricket was interfering with the police and stuff, where she was trying to help Daisy. But Daisy was a bear, a ferocious bear, even though she wasn't really hurting people. And animal control was going after her, and the police, and Cricket was interfering with police duty. This is kind of different where the restaurant was selling them alive. I'm not gonna take a point off because you do not serve octopus. You don't serve octopi alive. You don't. As an experienced chef, you don't do that. I mean, do sushi places do that? I don't know. I know some places do raw. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but I know some places do raw, but alive? I never seen that. I don't know. So I'm not gonna take a point out for Cricket and Tilly. I'm not commending anyone do this, like go against sushi restaurants or anything, but you were serving them alive, so I'm not gonna take a point off. But basically, to Tilly say, "Oh, safe travels," and kisses one of them, throws it, and like when Alice was getting away from those, she was getting away from security, I think, and the octopus goes on Grandma's face. She uses it to try and accidentally cracks the aquarium, and while this is happening, Bill with the A plot confronts the waiter to, "Hey, I need to tell something to you. I don't need to prove that I belong in Big City, because I do belong in Big City. It's not because of the food I eat, it's because of who I am and how I contribute to Big City and for what I do as a farmer. And now I'm here to tell you, as my own person, that I will not be finishing my dessert because it is gross." And the waiter's like, finally goes off on, "Well, oh, fine, whatever. All this, high inquisitive platter and palate is like no match for you, for like such a country bumpkin, and then another thing, and the water interrupted him and pushed him away, and Cricket and Tilly and grab onto Grandma. It's we did it, we freed the octopus, I knew we could do it, and it's, oh my gosh, and the whole place is flooded. And like what was it, the manager or was it a waiter? I forgot. Is like, "You and your family are banned for life." Like he was like talking to Bill, and Bill's like, "I'm so sorry." He's like, "Get out!" And they all run out, and Grandma still has the trident. And Cricket and Tilly's like, "The restaurant might be ruined, but you know what? We saved the octopi, and that feels good. Good for you, Cricket and Tilly, doing a good thing." And Bill's like, "Oh, that was crazy. We might have been banned from that restaurant, but I stood up to that waiter, and I feel belong to that Big City. That feels pretty good." And Alice is like, "You know what? I just realized that I'm looking at it. This isn't my trident, but I'm keeping it because it's awesome." And it is. Whatever. Grandma's crazy. She stole her son's wallet, so whatever. And that was the end of the episode. Score. What is it? I didn't like it how the octopi were alive, because you don't do that. Mm, 95%. I think this half was a fantastic episode. I liked how Cricket took an understanding to wildlife, because it's usually Tilly who loves the animals, and in this episode it still showed Tilly didn't go out of character for anything. She was going to help Cricket with his C plot of rescuing the octopi, and Cricket's like, he didn't say he was going vegetarian or anything or vegan. He's just like, this octopus earned my respect, so I'm not going to eat him because he spared my life when he was going to attack him with the chopsticks. So I kind of like how Cricket grew there. Like saying, like, he's taking interest to different things. And he kind of went to Tilly's perspective of, like, saving animals. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Grandma went her little pass. I'm not sure if it's true or not, because this isn't exactly her trident. But she said she did have a trident. Like, she said, this isn't my trident, but, like, my trident's still out there. So, like, are we going to see it? Are we not? Is that totally fake story? I don't know. But she did look cool in the past when she was fighting that octopus, or what was it, kraken or something, or squid? I don't know. And I like Bill's A plot, where that was basically the whole episode was sounding about belonging in Big City, proving to the waiter that I belong here, that I'm eating the non-touristy food, which is fine. I mean, it's not a rule. You can order whatever you want as long as it's on the menu. You follow the rules and stuff. But I'm glad Bill grew. He's going to become his own person in Big City, and grow more as a father and more as a son to his mother, who's the grandma. And and I love the seafood aesthetic. I liked grandma's when she was like going across the wall when she grabbed the trident and stuff. And I like the whole Benihana tribute of the whole egg on the fire and stuff. I really like it. So I just didn't like how the food was alive. I just didn't like it. So 95%. Fantastic episode. So everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, don't forget to share the video, and I'll see you guys later today for our Big City Greens Season 1, Episode 9B, called Critter Ball Crisis. Alright, bye.